Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
And welcome to How to App on iOS. My name is
Jade.
and I'm the hostess with the mostest. And we're going to look at
Mammoth Bass.
today. Oh yeah. And I'm super excited, man. I love this thing. I say as I slammed down my first coffee. Just made it in time. I was rushing downstairs to get my coffee ready for today and had to give the cat a quick pat, do the mandatory pat duties, and here we are, good to go. Sorry so much for this ASMR coffee thing, but damn. Holy shit, I'll start out with today. I had the best sleep last night. I actually got, I think, 5 hours sleep. That is amazing for me. I feel like I need to throw a party to celebrate that. So that's a good thing. So, welcome aboard to the folks in the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, hello as well. In the live chat today, we've got Gary Hubbs. We have Scott, Pete Johns, Tom Rochelle. Howdy do. Good to see all of you. And I'm sure there'll be other people joining as usual. What are we doing today? We're going to be looking at this killer monster bass amp by Aurora DSP. And I can say straight off the bat, I've been using it. So I got it yesterday. I held off on it for like, I don't know, about a week. I was doing my research. Do your research, sheeple. And watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos just to see if this was going to be something that... It's not often that I will specifically go out and buy an app for something that I'm working on. It's something that I don't really recommend because you'll fall into the trap of what I did this week. Why I end up having a bit of a procrastination, a bit of a dead end with my EP that I was recording because... I'd got to this point where I wanted the bass to sound this specific way, and I'd run it through Bias FX 2 and a whole bunch of other really cool guitar apps that I have, which, you know, are for guitars, and they say they are for bass, but I just couldn't find that right bass sound. So, and then I saw this pop up in a feed on a group on Facebook, and was like, you know, let's have a look at this. And wow, it just had exactly what I was looking for. So I procrastinated, and that's what put my EP a little bit behind. But eventually I chomped on the bullet, and I'm so happy that I did. So let's have a look at, is there any discounts or anything like that in the app world today? I'm not sure. I don't... It amazes me how these ones at the top here, so we've got prayer audio stuff. It's cool. Each their own, but I guess it's a music app. I don't know. How does that stuff get classified like that? Shit happens. So there are a bunch of 4 Pockets apps that are on sale. So this DSR plugin is on sale, and I keep meaning to do a show on this one. I'm going to do it next week. I've got a whole list of things I'm going to do next week. We're going to be looking at Bandcamp next week as well, which is really exciting after looking at Reverb Nation, because Bandcamp's really cool too. And I use Bandcamp every day. What do I use Bandcamp for? I have all of my music on there. But what's really cool about Bandcamp is, look, especially if you're into metal, and I'm sure other styles, I just haven't used it for other styles of music. But especially metal, man. If you really want to find a whole bunch of really cool underground grindcore and death metal stuff and just extreme metal, it's all on Bandcamp. There's so much of it, and it's just so underground and so cool. You will find so much great stuff there. It's just the place to be. And I think, you know, a lot of artists, especially in the metal world or extreme metal world, tend to release stuff there because they can't release their stuff on places like Spotify and Apple Music because their artwork's extreme and probably their lyrical content's really extreme. Or so that's the place to go to hold on to your decency and your core values as a metalhead. Without being censored. So it's a really great place for no censorship. How do you do, Russ? Welcome aboard. So there's a whole bunch of other 4Pockets apps on sale as well too. They're always like about $1 off. I've done. Have I done? Yes, I did this. I've done a show on the stereographic EQ plugin. So it's a great app as well. So it's $4 US. Not much else in the way of that bismoo. Just gonna have a little bit more coffee. What else have I got in apps? Let's just have a look. So. Oh yeah, so as you can see here on my page down the bottom, I may be looking at this next week. Definitely will be looking at this next week. So Blaze Alpha, going to be looking at that, looking at Mammoth Bass today. There's a few more apps. Eventually going to get around to Bark Filter as well, because I've been using that on my recording too. And Tom is on the band camps, man. The band camps. This one time at band camp, it involved a flute, a goat, and a packet of Twinkies. That's all I'll say about that. So let's open up Mammoth Bass. What we'll do is we'll open it up just as a standalone so you can see it in all of its big, fat, mammoth glory. And then we'll open up in GarageBand and mess around with it. We'll do the mess around, as they say. So this is Mammoth Bass. We'll go full screen so you can get a look at it there. As you can see, it's pretty funky looking, man. I love it. It does have a very metal feel to it, even though all of the presets are named after animals. So that's right, sheeple. Do your research. Sorry, I've got that line, all that stuff in my head because I'm working on one of the tracks from my album today called Idiocracy. Or I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the name Idiocracy or Rise of the Stupid. So they're the two song titles I'm deciding to use. So off the bat here, you can see over on the left-hand side, you've got an input. Nice big volume buttons. All the buttons are really big on here, so that makes it really good if you like me and going blind. So you've got your two inputs. Perfect if you have a interface like myself, a UR22. Is that what it is? Yeah. So I'm set to input 2, so that's selected for me. You've got a drive pedal up the top. You've got a bass. How low can you go pedal? You've got a growl button over here if you want to go down on the growl. And God, up over here in the top right corner, you've got this blend button. And no, that doesn't mean to throw your bass into a blender and see if it in fact blends. But you can blend your clean signal with your dirty signal that you're getting on here. So you've got your out level, what's going out into your door or what have you. Very simple, low, mid and high up the top here. I love these two buttons underneath. You've got a melt and a brute button. Man, just, you know, it reminds me of those pedals that came out back in the 90s that were all like melt your face and face melter, and they had all these, but they weren't as cool as this because they were normally cheap, nasty, crappy pedals. So let's give this bass a bit of volume. Now my bass is a little bit noisy with this thing, I have found. Oh, why do I not have any volume? I should have. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Russ, man, I love me some Public Enemy. You got to remember, Public Enemy they did that, they were probably, along with Anthrax, the two bands that really started the whole crossover hip-hop, rap, metal thing that, you know, drove bands like, I guess, you know, I think they did it before Faith No More and stuff like that. They did Bring the Noise with Anthrax, and then Anthrax did a whole bunch of things like Attack of the Killer Bees and all that shit, if you know your rap, metal crossover history. So straight away, off the bat, we have this set to primal. And you can hear if I can I do that? How do I do that? Is there a button to just turn everything off? There probably is, but I haven't wanted to do that. And I'm not going to. Who cares? So you get a whole bunch of presets straight off the bat. Let's click on those. This is Primal. I'm the man, I'm bad, yeah, man, Anthrax. So I'm reading the chat as well as messing around with my bass here. So let's flick over, just so you know, I do actually have a bass in my hand. See, I've got a bass. How low can you go? And you can select your presets. So let's go through just the presets, and then we'll have a bit of a play with messing around with them. So this is the Godzilla. Oh man. Really chunky sounds. Let's flick through the next one. Let's just go through them quickly. Hey man, so if you're like into a bit of Muse, far out. Listen to that, I haven't even messed around with anything. Straight off the bat. That is some chunky shit. That is like Campbell's soup with chunks. So we've got a Degent God here as well. As you can hear too, there's a bit of noise in there as well. Now that's my bass too. Sometimes my bass is not grounded properly in this room, but nothing that I'll show you that you can't fix if you just throw on. My bass is actually tuned down to a D at the moment for one of my songs that I'm working on, because two of the songs in my album are all in D and the other one in E. So I'm working on those over the last couple of days. This one's Piri Piri. Not so aggressive on the growl and drive, so you can see the drive set at 12.5. You've got like a 50% blend, and remember you can change this blend. Boom, 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 boom. So I should say hello to, because we've got some extra people here who I haven't said hello to as well, who has joined. So Desolate Morning, howdy do. Paul, welcome along. Good to see you as well, my friend. Russ, g'day. There's a question here. What is the first track on the EP, and does the bass guitar open the album? Damn straight it does. So the first track is No More Lies, and it does open with bass. So it opens with it's the that's the opening track, because it made sense to do that, because ultimately every song on this EP that I'm currently working on was written with bass in mind. So it was all came from bass lines that I was humming while I was on my morning walks. So that one, I was that's what I was humming walking along, and then I got home and was Yeah, so I'm not using drop D Desolate Morning. I've actually tuned the whole guitar down to D for those particular songs. Because I've got multiple guitars and I just wanted to do something a little bit different instead of the old boring. Everyone kind of does drop D these days. And I wanted to keep that guitar down in D. I've got the other one up in E, and then I got my other 7-string just here. Because I'm going to throw my 7-string guitar into this and see what that sounds like. Because why the fuck not? You know? Why the fuck not? So this is this alligator sound. Man, this is a sick sound. Perfect for Fat Albert. Hey, hey, hey! I did that last night on a live stream. That was pretty stupid. I did it again. What am I doing? So what else have we got in sounds here? This is called Core Zone. How's it go? Cool. A bit of a deeper kind of tone there. We've got Lemur. Now, as you can hear, there's a little bit of noise on here. But what I did with that was, I'm just turning this down for a second, was in my DAW was just load up a little noise canceller, and we're all good to go. It just crushes it. So how much is it? Good question. While we're doing that, I'll open it up. So for me, Australian, it was, so it's 19 USD. Thank you very much, Russ, for doing that. $19 USD, $18.99. In Australia, $29.99. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a price on it. And you can understand my trepidation. Let's just scoot back here for a minute. You can understand my trepidation of going, hang on a minute. I need this app just for the EP that I'm doing. So, as I said in the beginning of the show, I normally will not do that. Go and buy an app specifically just for a bass line. But it was 3 songs, and I know I've got coming up, I'm going to be doing my new FMC album coming up. So, it was like, you know, I'm going to be using it a hell of a lot. It's going to get a lot of use. I mean, the new FMC album I'm working on has 30 songs on it. So, and sure, the songs only go for about between 25 seconds and 2 minutes at the most. You know, it's anal cunt inspired as usual with FMC, but I'm going to get a hell of a lot of use out of it. So I finally bit the bullet yesterday, and I've been using it non-stop, man, absolutely non-stop. So absolutely worth it. But here's the good news. Before I hear you panic, I've got 3 copies of it to give away. So I've got 3 copies of it. Before I go any further, we'll let you know. All you got to do. So tomorrow, look, we've got an interview show with Yale Aiden, which is going to be really cool. She's from Israel and just an amazing artist. And we're going to be giving away copies of the Nembrini 8180 Monster Tube and copies of the Grand Piano AUV3, all in that show tomorrow. So if you haven't entered to win those apps, go back and watch the last couple of videos. All right, go and do that and just leave a comment in each of the videos so you got a chance to win tomorrow in tomorrow's show. And I'm going to give away 3 of these copies on Monday's show. So you got the weekend to leave a comment on this fucking video. And we'll give away 3 copies of this on Monday. So definitely worth the time. I think this app is fucking killer. Let's go back through these last sounds on here, and then we'll jump into GarageBand. And I also have a copy of this on PC as well. I just got a hold of the plugin for my PC, which I'm going to have a play with on the weekend too. So this is a Led Zeppelin bass, not too, you can see here, so it's got a bit of drive on it, it's got a bit of growl on it. Let's just see where we can take this sound. Hi Langston Reese, how you going? So you can see it's not really a massively distorted sound on here. But let's give it some growl and see what happens when we turn up the growl button. I love how it gets more aggressive in color as you turn it up. Let's see what happens when we give it some drive. Let's crank it all the way up to 20 because we have to make. And you know what Pete always says, man? Things go faster when they're red, hey? Oh, how's that gravel? So let's just throw all the buttons on, yeah? Let's give this a total. Let's hit the melt button as well. It didn't do much. Let's throw down the brute button. Anyway, so up the top here we've got this 610, 412 and 810. We're going to flick through these 3. I'm just going to hammer on this E for a bit. So you can hear the difference between then, and then you've got a custom setting here where you can import your own IRs. So that's really awesome as well. You can insert your own IRs as well. Very lovely stuff. I haven't pressed the hot button. What does the hot button do? Here we go. Wow. Yep, just as I saw that, Tom Rochelle pointed out. G'day also to Mobile Metal. But as you can hear, the more you're going to put high gain on, you're going to get a lot of noise. But that's easily fixed because you can, and we'll just go through this last sound here. So this is called Symbiotic. So it's really cool, but let's jump out of this standalone section and we'll throw it in GarageBand and we'll throw it with some drums and do the mess around over there. I was actually halfway through saying something. I forgot what I was going to say. All right, let's jump out of this. Let's open a GarageBand project. I'll open up, just for fun. How do you do, Sion? Welcome along. So just for fun, let's open up the track from the EP that I decided to dump and not use. I don't even know if this song has a title. So here are the drums that So I haven't even split the drums up. I got to the point where I just decided this song wasn't working and I deleted it, and I'm probably going to use it for another project. And I've got bass lines in here, so let's first just show you what you can do with a bass line I organized earlier. Because remember, this is an AEV3 plugin, so we can hit edit and just tap on here and add an audio unit extension. Scroll down to the letter M, grab that Mammoth, and let's just turn off and hear the bass as it is at the moment. Cool. So let's just do a duplicate track of this and pump some out live, because I like playing live. I've got to practice my bass playing. I'm not really a bass player at all. This is my first bass, believe it or not. And yeah, man, how good does it sound, Mobile Metals? This is, I mean, if you're into metal, like, and not like virtually doing the old masturbation right now, you got problems. You got problems, mate. Need to get that checked out. Yeah, these are all MIDI drums. So these are my original takes I did on my electronic drum kit, and I haven't split them out yet. So you can see I've chopped one bit up here because I added in a new part into the song. So these two bits are being added into the song. That's why they're extra there. So we've got cool, we've got bass now. So let's play along with this sucker. I'll flick over my cam. There we go. So there's my bass, and let's have a play. Boom. How very pleasing is that? And, you know, because This is an AUV3 plugin. If I'm not happy with that particular sound, as usual, we can just go in here and change that sucker. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can go full screen as well, which is good in GarageBand. And let's throw this Degent maybe on there, see what that sounds like. Sweet. Very, very cool. But does it blend? How do you do, Josephine? Welcome along. Does it blend? That is the question. Does it blend? Will it work on an electric guitar? Oh, let's turn that down because I shouldn't be doing that to you all. So here is my 7-string. Let's throw this sucker in and see if we can use this bass amp on an 7-string electric guitar. I hope so. Why am I not getting any sound out of there? That's odd. Let's try doing another track. Let's do this. Everything's set to the right. Bizzo. Go. Let's add a... And... we'll add a clean guitar track. Why am I not getting any sound of this? I have no idea. That is odd. Ah, that's why, because we're in the wrong channel. I turned it down, that's why. Cool, always that top B goes out of tune. So let's throw on this plugin on here and see what the fuck it does. I'm interested. It'll probably be horrible, but you never know unless you give it a go, eh? And you know, even horrible sounds can turn out to be exactly what you need for specific things. All right. So straight off the bat, this is the basic sound. Let's give it some growl. Let's just go through a couple of them. So there's not much distortion because it's bass. That's why you're not going to get, if we make it hot, even there. Listen to that noise, man. Here we go. So the lambskin's got it happening. Give it some hotness. So far it's a failed experiment, I think. But worth a go. And it depends, like if you, like even something like that, you know, yeah, for not power chords. For an opening for a bit, an intro, but you know. It's definitely no bias effects for guitar. So that's that. But lastly, before I do head off for the day, let's just get out of GarageBand. Because we see it all works beautifully in GarageBand. That's nice. But, you know, not everybody uses GarageBand. And let's shut out of all this crapola. Look at all this shit I have going on here. All this crap that's in the background. And let's just open up Aurora. And we'll switch back to the bass for a second. Unplug that motherfucker. And we'll have a look at one of the other tracks. So this is the track I'm working on today for the EP. This is the, I think it's the middle track. So this is Idiocracy. Let's have a bit of a play through it. It's time to cleanse the world of all the fucking stupid. All of the ignorance won't cut it anymore. The rise of idiots deserve the word retarded. Let's do your research, or you got a sheeple anymore. Shut your mouth and just get into the Sheeple. So there's that. And I'm doing the vocals for all this today and guitar. So I don't think there's any bass on this at the moment. Let's have a look. I think this might be a bass track. Maybe not. It's guitar. So this looks like there is no bass on this at the moment. So let's throw some on and see what we can get happening here. What's this track? Cool. So we will indeed throw on some Mammoth bass here. Now, just a word of advice, like if you are using Aurora Pro, when you're looking for AV3 plugins on here, it's a little bit different. It's a bit more confusing than something like GarageBand. It runs in alphabetical order, but of the developer's name, which is interesting. So Aurora DSP is the maker of Mammoth. Now we need to select record on this track and choose input 2. And we should have maybe some bass. I don't think so. Let's find out why. There we go. I'm going to choose this. Just give it some volume. That's probably why. So you can hear there's plenty of noise there. Well, we might try and throw in a noise gate on there as well. We don't want this sound anyway. Too wiry. So I'm just picking on one. Let's make this a bit bigger. I'm going to go with that because I really don't want too much distortion on this actual track, because it's got this really and let's see how that blends in with the guitars. Okay. What am I trying to do? Oh man, sorry about that. I'm having a seniors moment. That's all good. I'm trying to put effects on something that already has effects. That's why we're having issues. So let's jump over here. We'll throw on, we'll throw on this vocal mix. This is a preset I use for all of my mixes. And now we can't find Mammoth Bass again. Give me a break. It's first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, people. Now we just got to set this track up. So it was track 13, input 2. And what we shall do is just choose that sound that I had. So it was, God, hear that noise. I think it was Symbiotic. Yeah, man. Okay. See where it sits in the mix. Sorry about that. Sweet. Right, so let's do a bit of a recording of this just to show you how it works. I shouldn't be coming in too hot, so we're going to go over to this track view here. And just those who are playing at home, so you know how I've done all my drums for all the songs in this. I created them all, recording them with my electronic drum kit into GarageBand. Then I separated all of the tracks, and then I used a Siri shortcut to export the merged individual drum tracks into WAV files, and then imported them all into here. And then the kick and drum, I've added the kick and snare, I've added my own samples over the top, so I've resampled them to get a different sound to the drum, to the GarageBand sounds. And I think one of the crashes I've overwritten as well. But let's have a play. I better put on the click track so I can keep in time. This is set to 90 BPMs, this song. And I'll probably fuck it up, but that is life. And I might as well go over to my camera of me playing the song as well. Quick sip of coffee. Now remember, there's noise on this guitar you can hear at the moment. So there's a fair bit of noise there. But remember, this is an AEV3 plugin that I've got over the top. So you can go back later on and then add in a noise gate to clean up that, or you can chop out those sounds so you're still able to clean up that sound. So don't be too worried about that noise that you're hearing. You can clean that shit up good enough, and especially if you're using distortion, a bit of noise is cool, you know. All right, let's smash this out and hit record. So with this, you hit record up the top and it starts flashing, and then hit play and we should be good to go. Hopefully we've got a click track. Couple of mistakes in there, but that's all good because it's just a demo. So let's throw in a bit of chunk in there and see what a difference we can make to it. So to do that, we jump into our effects panel up the top here, and we can change the effects. So let's go to this primal one. We'll solo this track and hear some of the noise. Yeah, man. oven. Idiocracy, yeah. So yeah, that is that. So pretty easy. So as you can imagine, it works perfectly with any door. You can just slap it in, AV3 plug-in. It is cool. And the bass that I am using in answer to Deep Gravity's question is it's an Artist bass. And Artist is an Australian company. So they're homegrown. I do believe they're here in Melbourne. And man, they make some super high quality guitars here in Australia. So when it came to looking at basses, I'd always wanted to get an Artist guitar because I'd heard so many Aussies raving about them. So I picked this thing up. It was super cheap. I think it was like $290. And man, it is a solid bass. It plays so nicely. I love it. But yeah, that's that. So as you can see, folks, if you're a metalhead, you don't have this app, I don't know what to tell you. Throw away your fucking distortion pedals and start listening to Britney Spears because you're not doing yourself any favors. And, you know, even if you're a crappy bass player like me, you can cover up your shitty bass with some brutal distortion. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to using it lots more. It's over the next few days. It's going to be constantly on my iPad once I wrap up the final bass parts. I'll let you know too. So I have, like, before I say goodbye, I have actually finished a mix of the title track off the EP. So it's just ready for vocals now. I think I've got it in audio share, so we'll have a bit of a play, let you hear it. This was what I did yesterday. So after having quite a few days where I felt like I was stuck in a rut, you know what it was that got me out of it? It was actually buying this app, because at the same time, the purchase of this app was actually holding me back as well. That's why I fell into a rut, because I was trying to justify spending $30. And then finally I just went, you've got the money, just buy it. Like, just do it. You're procrastinating. And it kicked me into gear and got me to finish this track yesterday. So I'll just show you here. This is the copy of the mix I did yesterday. So just to, hopefully it's not too loud. So that's the mix, and here is the master. So I did a quick master of it, and you can hear the difference straight away. So I'll have a listen from the start, and you'll hear this dirty, sludgy, slurry guts bass. Slurry guts, mate. At the start, and how beautifully it blends in with these crunchy guitars.
take all the power away from the lies within the system. No more lies, got to find out. Humanity has a cancer, missing the circuitry of rationality, and we are the answer to cure the human virus. Humanity has the power to solve our never-ending stupidity, and violence is what we seek. So no, die by us.
Cool bananas. So yeah, I did do that. That was a master in Final Touch. So it's pretty quick master. I haven't done a video on Final Touch, which I'm going to next week, because we are mixing down this. As you can see, the master was very quick. So here's the track in here, and it was only an MP4 I threw in there. And I'll virtually show you what I did really quickly. There we go. So I pulled in a maximizer about there. What do we do here? So we did some really extreme stuff here. Pulled out all this bottom end, and I'm just going by memory what I think I did, and about there. Pulled in some stereo. So I haven't played this yet, so let's hear how bad this sounds. So we'll turn it off. So if I did a quick master right now, let's just do it. Do an audio share. We'll save it as a WAV, 24 bits, and let's export it. Which I don't recommend this. Don't master your track from an MP4 into a WAV. It's a stupid thing to do, but whatever. You'll see. That's a pretty decent master. Like, nothing's peaking there compared to the original. Let's have a look at the original. Where is it? So it was that one. So there it is. That was what we put in, and this is what we've got out. Let's hear the difference. So I didn't even fuck with compression. So many people get freaked out over compression. Oh, I need to compress everything. Oh, and compression is something important. I had the compressor on, but it was just set to like whatever was set, which was it's probably set at nothing. But, I just gave it some limiting, a bit of EQ, a basic EQ, and it sounds fat as shit. Typically, I'll spend about 13 minutes. That's my rule. So metal. 13 minutes on a master, because any longer than that listening to stuff, I've said this a million times, especially if you're listening to headphones, and I know a lot of people who do home recording, people can't always afford high quality monitors, right? So if you're listening to headphones and you're doing mastering, trust me, keep it to 13 minutes, go take a break for an hour or 2 hours, come back 13 minutes, make another mix after master in 13 minutes. Give your ears good times. Don't treat your ears like shit, right? We do enough to them when we go to gigs and stand next to the speaker. At the first time Metallica toured Australia, the first time I went and saw Slayer, I leaned my head against the speakers. I was so drunk. So, you know, you got to be good to your ears, because what you'll find is a lot of people who, you know, even this is with mixing as well and mastering. You spend all this time fiddling around with stuff, and then you do a mix and it's late in the evening, and then you mix it down or you master it down. You get up in the morning, you listen to it and go, what the fuck did I do last night? Why did I do that? It always sounds awful. So keep it at 13 minutes and walk away. Do a mix, do a master, 13 minutes, walk away. Take a break, do something else, have a sandwich, play some video games, something else, go for a walk, come back, listen to it with fresh ears. Right? And, you know, most people know you listen to it on various devices. 3 devices you need to listen to it on. On your phone, through the speakers there, through some make it 4, through some headphones, on a little Bluetooth speaker, some crappy Bluetooth speaker if you don't have a car stereo, because that's the go-to, and a home stereo or monitors. And if you can find the balance between all of those, where you can at least hear everything. That's the most important thing, you know. So be kind to your ears is the message through all of that. But we'll go further into that when I do the mastering of all this stuff. So I'm hoping to have everything finished over the weekend. I'm cutting it really short, I know. That's going to be the 28th. And I want to have this done by the 1st of the month. DistroKid gods, please look after me and release this fucker really fast so I can at least have it out by, at the latest, the 3rd or 4th of October, whatever. So over the weekend, I'll be spending more time getting all the vocals cleaned up. And then hopefully Monday, in Monday's show, we'll do the giveaway of these Mammoth Bass apps. So I've got 3 copies of it. So leave a comment on this video. Remember that. And on Monday, you guys can come back, listen to me, go through and do 3 masters of these 3 songs for this EP. And then at the end of the show, I'll give away 3 copies of Mammoth Bass. All the 3s, man. 3 songs, 3 copies. 333 666, the number of the beast. Yeah. Hellspawn is here. So that is the deal. I will just finish with, so the master and the mixing that I did yesterday was all on my monitors. So trust me, if you have a listen to this on big speakers, it's booming, man. Oh my God, it kicks a hole in your chest. I was sitting back in my computer chair yesterday, right at the back of my room, listening on my monitors, and I had such tears of joy in my eyes. I was really happy to hear the first song sound so good. So that is it for today. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you're all excited about making music. And as usual, this show is normally catered to metal because metal is cool. But the next song I'm actually doing, just before I go, is a collaboration. So once all this is done, I'm going to be doing a week talking about collaborating with people online and how to share your music with them, how to, you know, the pitfalls, ups and downs, and then I'm going to be showing you a finished product of something I've been working with a gentleman named Steve Mara from the GarageBand Users Group, and it's a more of a poppy kind of orchestral muse kind of song, so a massive departure from what we're doing here. So that'll be excited too. So folks, remember to do all this business down the bottom there: like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that fancy stuff. Makes me happy to see all your smiling faces. And I've got a Facebook group as well. I've got a website, jadestarr.com.au. Come over and listen to my music if you want. And that will be it for today. If you're watching on the replay, folks, there's some buttons now popping up on the screen with a subscribe button and with a little link to a playlist of all, 83 videos. We're up to 83 or 84 of this fine and dandy little show. Tomorrow, folks, we've got the amazing Yale Aiden on the show from Israel. She's amazing kick-ass musician who uses loops and has this whole table full of gear and stuff that she just creates these amazing sounds, and her voice is amazing too. Can I say amazing any more times? Yes, I can. Amazing! There you go. So have a great day, folks. Keep making music. Keep doing it. Stay gangster. Stay rocking. Do what makes you happy. And I will see you tomorrow for our lovely interview with Yale Aiden. Leave a comment. Win a copy of this cool app. Adios, folks. Have a fantastic day. Love you all. Goodbye.